Inside Mercer Basketball with Coach Bob Hoffman and your host, Rick Cameron. Brought to you by Wild Wing Café.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to a new year in Mercer Basketball. Inside Mercer Basketball, alive and well. Our first show of the season. Normally we're at Wild Wing, but we just came in from a 5-day trip. The bus literally just unloaded, so here we are at Hawkins Arena this afternoon. Coach, hard to believe that we've rolled around to a new year and already played several games this season.
It's amazing how quickly it comes every year. It comes quicker and quicker, almost as quick as you got in gray hair and I have. but it is it's another the way the season began and all the things that transpired over the whole year, culminating from the end of last year to now. Our guys have done a lot of great things. We haven't won all the games we wanted to, but we've been in a lot of games and been right there every step of the way, played some great competition, and getting close to being ready for conference play.
Coach, we're here in Hawkins Arena where there have been some improvements since last year. Hawkins Arena already one of the greatest places to play in the SoCon, but we've got the new backdrop with the Mercer logo, we've got new scores table, we've got new seats, courtside seating. What was a great experience to see Mercer Basketball is even better.
Yeah, they continue to make it special, and it's great for the fans, it's great for our players, great for recruits. A lot of people are responsible for that. Jim Cole and the president and Daniel Tate and all the folks that work so hard to make that happen. And you can tell by we're averaging last year right at 3,500 a game. We're off to a good start again this season and won all our home games, and we need to win a few more when we start back up here pretty quick.
Absolutely, and since last year, Coach, you've added a couple of new additions to our staff. Introduce those to our folks.
Well, Dale Lair is a new assistant coach. He was with the Greensboro Swarm last year in the Developmental League, which is now the G League. I don't know if it'll be whatever the league will be next year, but it was the D League and it was the G League, and but we're grateful to have him. He's a head coach at Liberty University in Colorado State. University took both those teams to the NCAA tournament. Just a terrific basketball mind, known him for a long time. Has tremendous relational skills with people and has ability to make a huge impact and has already on our program. We're really grateful he's a part of what we're doing. And then the new operations guy, Josh Davis, came from Limestone College, where he was assistant coach, and so he's getting to do quite a bit of different duties than he was there, although he had some of those responsibilities as assistant. A great Division II program that was on the rise and had made a big-time mark in South Carolina. We're excited about him, and he got indoctrinated early on with a long trip to Dominican on figuring out how to take 25 to 30 people on a road and make sure everybody was taken care of, and he's doing a fantastic job also. And
we also even factored in the Atlanta airport shutdown for one of our trips the last couple of days, almost.
Yeah, I mean, we were very fortunate through that in that the Philadelphia trip, as you can tell, there's practice going on right behind us, but Philadelphia airport, as we were going up to LaSalle, shut down the day before we got there, and the Atlanta airport shut down the day before we got there. So amazing, isn't it?
All right, Coach, I know that you always just now in your 10th season, which we just now are mentioning, but glad to be with you for the 10th year. I know you always work very hard in scheduling to give your team great exposure to some top-notch programs and all sorts of defensive alignments and offense that you'll see. Give us the overview of the schedule now that we have one non-conference game remaining.
Well, I mean, it has been a whirlwind. I mean, we've been to Florida, been to Pennsylvania, to Alabama, to Virginia, which was supposed to be the Paradise Jam. We were supposed to be the Virgin Islands. And in the summer, we were in the Dominican on a mission trip and playing ball. So we've had lots of travel. Those roll bags have seen a lot of action that we've got. The travel duffel bags are a great asset to us in the trips we've been on. But we've played Alabama, we played Tennessee, we played Memphis, we played Central Florida, played LaSalle, all those games on the road. And then we were able to play at Liberty and got Drexel in that game and lost to Colorado. So already we've played probably 9 to 10 different states, teams from different states, and we've only had 12 games. So we're when you stop and look back at it, and you look at the different styles of teams that we've played against, there's no doubt it will definitely get us ready for conference play, and we've gotten stretched every step of the way.
And in getting ready for conference play, there's two aspects, Coach. There's the X's and O's, and also there's the team chemistry and bonding of this team. And this summer you had a great experience doing that. How about we talk about that when we come back to the next segment?
Okay, let's do it.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll talk about the trip to the Dominican Republic this summer. When we return with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
Droid DNA augmentation initiated. Neural speeds increasing to 4G LTE. Brain upgrading to a quad-core processor. Precognitive intelligence with Google Now complete.
Introducing Droid DNA by HTC. It's not an upgrade to your phone, it's an upgrade to yourself.
For over 20 years, Mercer has relied on Forsyth Street Orthopedics.
Their team of physicians keeps players on the court.
Forsyth Street Orthopedics and Ortho Georgia have merged together into one practice, and we're stronger than ever with 26 physicians and 5 regional offices. As a graduate of Mercer and a partner of Ortho Georgia, we are proud to sponsor and take care of Mercer athletes.
Ortho Georgia, getting better together.
Go Bears!
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Café and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where?
Well, we're back at Hawkins Arena talking Inside Mercer Basketball. Coach Bob Hoffman.
Brought to you by Wild Wing Café. Though.
Brought to you by Wild Wing
We're not
Café.
there, but it's brought to you by
We'll
them.
be back up there in the coming days for sure. And speaking of traveling and going back and forth, Coach, I know you pride this team and this program on experiencing, our guys having experienced, not just playing basketball, but life-changing experiences.
Yeah,
this summer was really an opportunity for you to do that.
Yeah, well, it's right along with the mission statement of the university here at Mercer, and we want to develop the whole person and make them better people in all that they encounter. And we were able to be a part of Mercer on Mission. Went to Dominican Republic. We played several basketball games, but we got to be a part of Samaritan's Feet. Our guys were washing feet and gave away a bunch of shoes. We got to help start on a couple water wells that were going to serve a lot of different communities up in the hills and the mountains of the Dominican, right over by Haiti. So it was one of those things that you, as you and I have talked about, you've been involved in different mission trips. I have too, and you always go in with an expectation of what it's going to be like and what you think you might encounter. But this trip, you know, you go to try to bless some, but you're the one that gets blessed. You get pushed and you get stretched, as we talked about, even about our team earlier in the first segment. But this was a different kind of stretching, and the mindset of our guys, I think, of how they saw what they had was more than they dreamed once they encountered those young folks in the Dominican and what they did not have. But the great thing that I took away was how content they were in what they had. They loved what they had, and it was a fantastic trip. And Mercer on Mission allowed us to do it. The guys got 6 hours of credit while they were there working on academic endeavors, and then we served those people. We were there several days and got to play some games along the way. But and we also did some projects here in Macon with Habitat for Humanity before we left. So it was a great trip, amazing trip.
Coach, I think we've got some video we can share with our folks watching today. So let's
It'll
break away
probably
now.
be a lot better than the words.
No, I think that was excellent and gave our folks the insight. But let's go to the video now and see the actual footage from the trip this past summer.
My man Lewis, Rashad. ¿Qué pasa, mi amigo?
So you have to be careful. Slow down.
Hoy me la saldré a buscar. Hoy me la saldré a buscar para poder pagar la renta.
Good song. Really good. Gideon, what did you think? Big four. Come on, big. Full four. Let's go, big!
Yo no sé qué voy a hacer. Yo no sé qué voy a hacer para poderte mantener. No es cuestión de ñe. No es cuestión de ñe. No te quisiera perder. Tú tienes que comprender, tengo que pagar la renta. Es cuestión de blanca, pero tú no me puedes dejar. Yo no sé qué voy a hacer para poderte mantener. No me puedes dejar solo, no me digas que te
Well, hopefully that gave you more insight of what a great trip this was for the Mercer men's basketball team to make to the Dominican Republic. Coach, again, life-changing experience, and I know you personally probably still get as much reward out of it as you ever have the more that you participate in these programs.
Yeah, I've been on a lot of trips and taken several teams on trips, but it was the hardest and toughest thing that I've encountered personally. But it was great fun, and to see how our guys grew and how hard they worked through all that, it was just a blessing to be a part of it.
All right, one of the great things we do on this show every week is get to know our student athletes. When we take a break, we're going to come right back and talk with Des Ringer, one of our seniors. That'll be coming up next on Inside Mercer Basketball.
Over 3,000 new cars, over 1,500 used cars. Come experience the difference.
As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you to find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, We support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
Hey, all you Bear fans, I know we're having a great time at this game. It's exciting, fun. We're getting after it. If you want to have a good time after this game, you need to go over to Margaritas in Mercer Village. They have amazing Mexican food, and they're going to take care of you. All kinds of specials. You can find what you want. Look at my body. It's working good for me. Come on over and check them out at Mercer Village. Margaritas.
Well, we continue with Inside Mercer Basketball here in Hawkins Arena. Time now to take a look at one of our student athletes. Today it's Desmond Ringer, redshirt senior out of McDonough, Georgia. Des, redshirt senior. It's the senior part. Has that sunk in yet? This is the grand poopah here.
Yeah, it is. It's sunk in. Definitely this summer. Just realizing that you only have so many times to lift weights. You only have so many times to practice. You only have so many times to do the pregame rituals that we do. So it's definitely sunken in. I'm just trying to take advantage of it. Have a great season.
Des, back in 2013, Eagles Landing, first ever state championship. Tell us just a little bit. You have before, but once again, tell us about that experience and how that maybe now a few years later has you even more hungry for a championship for this year as well.
It was a great experience back then, just doing something that's never been done in this county. Just trying to get back and do the same thing this year at a program that has done things, and we just want to continue the legacy.
Des, tell me the difference in the Desmond Ringer that came out of Eagles Landing that year and the Desmond Ringer I am talking to today. How have you changed?
Definitely a lot more facial hair.
I believe that.
Since high school, but just more mature. Just taking advantage of the opportunities and the experiences, the relationships that college brings. So just more mature in the whole sense of being where my feet are and enjoying my time.
Tell us about the challenges and of being a college basketball player. You may have nicks, injuries, a knee that's bothering you along the way. You've got finals to put up with. You've got travel. What's it like being a college basketball player at this point in your career?
It's definitely tough, but the more I've done it, like being a senior now, I found ways to kind of finesse a nap or, just find different ways to get rest. I'm real big on taking care of my body. A lot of time in the training room and stuff like that. So being a senior and a veteran, I guess, on the team, you find ways to kind of get around the daily struggles of being an athlete.
Being that veteran that you are with these remaining games left, very important games, is there still a part of your game that you're tweaking or working on to get better?
Just my confidence on the floor, just being more confident, knowing that nobody can really stop me but myself. And I know if I go out there and play, and my teammates always encourage me to shoot the ball and make good moves. So as long as I can just continue to have more confidence in myself, I feel like that's the one thing I need to work on.
All right, being a senior on this team, being one of the guys that folks look up to, as you look around the bench and you come out here on the practice court, how good do you feel about the components of this team and what yet can be accomplished?
I feel like we have a very, very, very good chance of winning the conference this year. We just got to tweak a few things on defense, just be more disciplined, really buying into the principles that Coach sets out for us, and we'll have a chance to be extremely good this season.
All right, a lot of our fans are watching this show who have sat in these seats and cheered you on. Tell us about the experience it has been. I can remember Hawkins Arena years ago, we didn't draw like we do now. What's the game day experience like now in front of all these fans?
Man, it's wonderful. The fans come out here, they're loud, they encourage us, not only in Hawkins Arena, but all around Macon. Yeah. The fans are great, always showing love wherever I go. As long as you got that Mercer on your chest, everybody's loving you. So I've just enjoyed my experience, not only in Hawkins Arena, but at the Mercer community as well. So.
For some of our younger guys that might be, our ladies that might be watching the program today, what advice would you give to those 4th, 5th, 6th graders who are thinking, man, I'd love to play college basketball one day? What advice would you give to them?
Just hard work and persistence, man. Just stay hungry with what you're doing. If you have a goal, stick to it. Develop a plan as to reach that goal. Yeah. And the sky's the limit. You can do anything you want to do as long as you put your mind to it.
All right, Des, what are you majoring in? What degree will you obtain? And what do you want to do once the sneakers are up on the shelf and you settle into a profession? What would that be?
Well, being a fifth-year senior, I'm actually getting my master's degree in higher education and leadership. So teaching and coaches is in the future. I just want to give back to kids, invest in kids, and just be a positive role model like a lot of my coaches and my father were to me when I was little. So.
All right, Desmond, I've seen you accomplish a lot of things in the time you've been here. The one thing I still want to see you do is get the scissors out and cut a net down.
Definitely, I appreciate that. We can do that. Got to do that this year.
Desmond Ringer joining us today, one of our redshirt seniors. All right, we're going to take a break. We'll be back and go back to Wild Wing with more Inside Mercer Basketball.
So here's the game plan. Rush into the Wild Wing Café and tackle one of our new steakhouse burgers. 100% Angus, 100% great. It's an all-star lineup that can win you tickets to the biggest games of the year. Where?
I have purchased 5 Jeeps here at 5 Star. And my sister-in-law from Florida actually came up and purchased a Jeep here. The way you're treated, the satisfaction, the service, just the overall good experience. And, you know, for me to come back that many times speaks for itself.
As a business owner, you need to choose the financial direction that's best for you to find a clear path to growth and success. At BB&T, we support businesses of all sizes with personal service and advice, sharing the sound financial knowledge we've gained over more than 140 years so you can move ahead with confidence. Talk to us today about your business goals. BB&T, sharing knowledge for a brighter direction.
For over 20 years, Mercer has relied on Forsyth Street Orthopedics.
Their team of physicians keeps players on the court.
Forsyth Street Orthopedics and Ortho Georgia have merged together into one practice, and we're stronger than ever with 26 physicians and 5 regional offices. As a graduate of Mercer and a partner of Ortho Georgia, we are proud to sponsor and take care of Mercer athletes.
Ortho Georgia, getting better together.
Go Bears!
Well, we're back at Hawkins Arena talking Inside Mercer Basketball. Coach, we've covered just about, well, we covered a lot of things, but we haven't talked about specific personnel. I know you're real thrilled about the opportunities of what this team can accomplish this season.
Well, it's amazing what can happen, has happened, and I believe still will happen. And Rion Holland is shooting it as well as he ever has in his life, and we're thankful and grateful for that. I mean, he was #1 in the country in a lot of different categories in KenPom efficiencies, offensive efficiency, still shooting it right at 60% from 3 and almost 90% from the free throw line. That helps the rest of your team because you can make plays off that. So that's a lot of fun to see how he's going and playing like that. Stephon Jelks is shooting it extremely well, shooting it over 50% from three-point line, rebounding it like he did a couple years ago, which has given us a big boost. And we have multiple guys that are shooting the ball. In fact, our team, as a team, we're like 5 or 6 in the country in three-point percentage. So for that to happen, you just can't have 1 or 2 guys. We have a lot of different guys. And Corey Kilby off the bench has been doing that. Ethan Stairs has been having a great year. And then Dimitri Rivers, the last few games, has been shooting it really well too. So that, I think that's the stat. If we can hold that stat the way it is right now, it could be an amazing finish to the year.
And your point guard, Jordan Strawberry, assist-to-turnover ratio, excellent.
Yeah, and Marcus Cohen's the same thing. Both of them are in the top 7 or 8 in the conference in assist-to-turnover ratio.
All right, Coach. Southern Conference, we talk about every year the strength of this conference, and boy, you can look at some specific games, the Wofford over Georgia Tech, the UNCG over NC State. Already the conference is showing there's some very talented teams out there that we'll be competing against in the days ahead.
Yeah, well, I think we knew that going in. Those of us that pay attention to it have seen it for a while, and I think there's still more. There's a few more games left that teams could still get before we get to conference play. We thought we had one against Alabama. We had a shot at the buzzer to beat them. We had an opportunity to win at Memphis, lost in overtime.
2 overtimes.
Yeah, we were right. We were right there. So, but you're right. I think the depth of our league and how good it is, most people don't talk about very much, but we're getting more recognition, and it's because of wins like that has happened. We need some wins in the NCAA tournament from our league, and we hope we have an opportunity to be that team.
Coaches, we're just days ahead from beginning SoCon play. How would you characterize this 2018 team that you put on the floor?
Well, I think they're still growing, even though we're old in age, and we have up to 8 guys who are going to graduate with a degree this spring that are playing for us right now. They're not all seniors, but some of them are going to graduate early. So we're old, and we have some experience, but I think we're still learning. Like Ethan wasn't able to play with this team last year. Rion Holland and him had not ever played till this season. So Marcus Cohen's a new player to that group. So when you start thinking about that and the games on the line and what's the tendency, where's he going, what's he looking for, and I think every game that we play and push ourselves like we've been pushed and that we're right down to the wire, I think is going to really help us when we get into conference play. And I like how our team is shaping up as we're getting ready for that stretch run of those 18 games, 9 at home and 9 on the road against a really good league, good team, good players, and good coaches. So it should be. I think it's more wide open than it's been since we've been in it, and I think there's always been many upsets in our league, but there may be more this year.
And as we talk about the play, coach, of your team, also your senior leadership, you've got a larger senior class that can provide the leadership. Sometimes it takes players on the floor to pick it up where the coaches leave off with the game plan.
Yeah, and I think that's real critical when you're on the road, because the ones that have experienced a little bit, when you say, hey, this is a tough place to play, you better be ready. They can back you up and say, yeah, we've been here, we know, and coach is right, we better get ready and get with it, and nothing's going to be given to us. So I think that is a critical thing, and that's a big deal for us that we have that senior leadership, and I think that bodes well for us in the conference play as we get into it.
And moving forward, if we play with the intensity and the energy that we just played against Alabama, we're going to win a lot of games.
I vote yes. I definitely do.
That's going to wrap it up for this first edition. Thanks for being with us. We'll be back with you again next week with more Inside Mercer Basketball.